You expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
You know what I always say, what separates the Bond series from other action and spy franchises is its iconic characters, its larger-than-life music and set pieces, its exotic locations, classy dialogue and stylish looks, and it's full of iconic moments. Whether it's an action scene or a confrontation between two characters, a piece of dialogue or a fight scene, whatever it is, every Bond film has its iconic moments, without any exception. And you know, the official YouTube channel, the 007 YouTube channel, provides many of those moments for you in little snippets, which is a great idea. It includes hundreds of scenes, 2 to 5 minute scenes from the films, and as a fan, you sometimes catch yourself watching some of those, or you send some of those to other people, to other fans, and they send you one of their favorite scenes back, or you show it to someone who hasn't seen the film, a specific film, or hasn't ever seen a Bond film, and you want to show people what this is all about, and so you take some of those little snippets and you share it with people, and I think that's an amazing idea. And I thought about new ideas for this channel. So the idea came to mind, what about doing a new series of videos in which I'm talking about iconic Bond moments, talking about my favorite moments of the series, whether it's an action scene, a piece of dialogue, whatever it is, just moments that I love to rewatch over and over again, that I share with people, that I show to people, unforgettable moments which mean something to me, which are special to me, which I consider to be most iconic in my personal history with the films. And you know, I first thought about doing a top 5 list or a top 10 or something like that, but that's not possible. Let's be honest, there are 1,000 iconic moments in this franchise, and just picking 10 to 20 would be nearly impossible, and they would, you know, change places all the time, you know, because your opinion changes with the years, and yeah, sometimes one thing is on the top spot and then another thing, and it changes all up. So I thought doing a series of videos, and in every video, I will take 5 moments. So please keep in mind, this is not a top 5 Bond moments of all time list or something like this. It's only, you know, a top 5 for today. 5 moments I was thinking about today, and I'm ranking those moments. The next time I will pick another 5 great moments and rank those. So that's what this is all about. It's not about ranking the all-time top 5 Bond moments. Picked 5 moments for today. Number 5, Casino Royale, Bond meets Vesper. This scene at the train is one of the best scenes not only in the Bond franchise, but in movie history. I'm serious about this. It's scenes like this one which are the reason for the successful return of the franchise in 2006, for the successful return of the character of James Bond. And it's scenes like this which make this franchise so special, because it's not only about action, it's also about amazing characters written by an iconic author, Ian Fleming. It's about classy dialogue, and talking about classy dialogue, this is the perfect example for this. It's smart dialogue, and at the same time highly entertaining. And you know, Casino is a character-driven film. You know, it's not an action film first. The action follows the character development, follows the characters, and that's what makes a smart film. And you know, because it's a character-driven film, this the conversation is not only entertaining, but we also get to know a lot about the character of Bond through the dialogue. I don't know how long is it, maybe 3 to 5 minutes or something. And in those minutes, we get to know more about the character of Bond than we ever got to know in the 20 films that came before this together.
By the cut of your suit, you went to Oxford or wherever. Naturally think human beings dress like that. But you wear it with such disdain. My guess is you didn't come from money, and your school friends never let you forget it. Which means you were at that school by the grace of someone else's charity, hence the chip on your shoulder. And since your first thought about me ran to orphan, that's what I'd say you are.
And it's not an explanation scene. We are not getting knocked over the head with information. This is who this character is. It's between the lines. As the viewer, you have to read between the lines. It's what's not said, what's interesting. It's what's not said, what provides you a feeling for this character, who he is, how he works, how he uses his good looks and his charms, as some sort of an armor. Because he's hiding from something. He's hiding from his past, and he's hiding from other people, and he got a lot of issues, and he had a hard life, and a lot of those things. I could talk an hour about this scene, but you get to know a lot of those things through this dialogue, and this is amazingly written. This is great dialogue, and I think, of course, it's also how Bond looks in the scene and how he's dressed, and he's enjoying a glass of wine, and it's very stylish. So it's not only the dialogue, it's also the setting and the music and everything, surrounding the scene. So I think this is an iconic scene, and it's one of the best scenes in Bond history, in my opinion, and in movie history. So that's my number 5. My number 4 might surprise some of you, because a lot of fans don't like this scene, or they view it as unspectacular or even as a little silly. But I love it. I watch it over and over again. It's in The Living Daylights, Bond confronting Whitaker.
It was too bad, Bond. You could have been a live rich man instead of a poor dead one.
You're finished, Whitaker. If the Russians don't get you, the Americans will.
Meade should have taken another 35,000 casualties. Could have ended the rebellion right then and there. Hell, Grant would have done it.
Because, watching the film, it comes off as a little bonus, because there was so much action going on, and there was one highlight after another. And, a lot of Bond films, it seems like they have 3 finales or something, because there's one huge set piece and amazing action scene, and then you got a little break, and then there comes another and another, and this film was filled with iconic and larger than life moments. And sometimes it's the little things I like. Sometimes it's the smaller moments. I enjoy the confrontation between 2 characters. Just Bond and this guy in a little room at night, and the room is filled with weapons. And who are those characters? This rude American soldier, Whitaker, confronts this sophisticated, charming, good-looking agent from Great Britain. And it's a game of power. All that, it's a cat and mouse game, And we have this in every Bond film, but it's always a little different, of course. And I love this scene because I remember watching this film for the first time. I haven't seen this coming. I totally forgot about the character of Whitaker because it was so spectacular what was going on in the film. And yeah, then this scene came around and I was very surprised. And yeah, I love it. I love the idea with the weapons and this megalomaniac who got his face on the statues. And yeah, it's a great scene. Could be a little longer, in my opinion. But it's very entertaining, and yeah, it's a great cat and mouse thing.
All right, you've had your 8. Now I'll have my 80.
So that's my number 4. My number 3. One of the best fight scenes in movie history. From Russia with Love, Bond fights Grant. The whole build-up to this scene, because Grant captured Bond, and he's forcing him to go down on his knees, and Bond has no weapon on him at the moment, so he's pretty helpless, it seems, and Grant is playing this cat and mouse play with Bond, playing this power game, wants to show his power over Bond, and makes the mistake of talking too long to Bond because of his narcissism, because of his ego, and then this fight breaks out. After, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 minutes of dialogue, and when this fight finally breaks out, it's very brutal, and I don't think people in the 60s have seen such a thing back in the day. I cannot imagine. I haven't seen this in any other film from the 50s or 60s. It's not child-friendly at all. It's a brutal fight to the death. And you really feel this, and I can smell, the room while watching this. And it's very effective because, not only because Grant is such a threat and such a evil presence, and such a, you are really afraid of this man, and very capable and ruthless, and enjoys killing people. Red Grant is an interesting character in the novels, by the way. Very dark stuff. It's not only because he's such a threat, it's also because they are in such a small room, which makes this fight so effective. There's very little space, and they are using the space to their advantage, throwing each other against the doors and the walls. And yeah, there's a claustrophobic feel to the whole thing. and that makes it even scarier. And then the lights go out, and it's a little dark. You only got a little light, which gives this a very unsettling feeling. And of course, Grant has his inside of his watch the thing where he chokes Bond, and Bond, stabs him with a knife, and it's so disgusting. It's so brutal, but I love it for this, because this is a down-to-earth spy thriller. This is not a kids' film. This is not an adventurous, type of family film. This is a pretty rough spy thriller, and this scene, wow, this is and how it's choreographed. I think it's one of the most amazing fight scenes in movie history. I've never seen such a thing before or after. There are other train fights in the Bond franchise, but nothing comes close to this one. So this is my number 3. My number 2 is one of the most iconic dialogues in the whole series, I think. And this is in Dr. No. Bond meets Dr. No at his lair, and they have dinner together.
Tell me, does the toppling of American missiles really compensate for having no hands?
Missiles are only the first step to prove our power.
Our power? With your disregard for human life, you must be working for the East.
East, west, just points of the compass, each as stupid as the other. I'm a member of Spectre.
Spectre?
Spectre. Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, Extortion. The 4 great cornerstones of power, headed by the greatest brains in the world.
Correction. Criminal brains.
The successful criminal brain is always superior. It has to be.
Why become criminal? I'm sure the West would welcome a scientist of your caliber.
The Americans are fools. I offered my services, they refused. So did the East. Now they can both pay for their mistake.
World domination. Same old dream. Our asylums are full of people who think they're Napoleon or God.
You persist in trying to provoke me, Mr. Bond. I could have had you killed in the swamp.
And why didn't you?
I thought you less stupid. Usually when a man gets in my way. But you were different. You cost me time, money, effort. You damaged my organization and my pride.
And Dr. No explains Spectre to him, and he's trying to get Bond on his side, and they are in a larger-than-life set piece created by Ken Adam. It's surreal. And what I love is Dr. No, like many other villains in the franchise, he treats Bond as his guest. They are enemies, of course, but I think Dr. No thinks there might be a slight chance to get Bond on his side, to get him to become a member of Spectre. And he respects Bond because he respects him as his opposite. He respects his capability and how smart he is, and most of the Bond villains do, by the way. So he of course Bond is captured, but at the same time he's treated like a guest at a 5-star hotel or something. Dr. No provided a huge dinner and great drinks, and they smoke. And I love this whole chemistry. And I love, again, how classy the whole thing is. Amazing dialogue, amazing, again, cat and mouse play between those two. Iconic. I love this. And I have watched this about 1,000,000 times. I know every word. So that's my number 2. My number 1. And yeah, this is one of the most iconic scenes. It's in Goldfinger when Bond is captured by Goldfinger, and Goldfinger got the whole laser thing going on. And it's not only the laser thing. The laser thing even comes off as a little silly, of course. It's the fact that the laser points exactly between Bond's legs. That's pretty dark for the times, for the early 60s. And but what this is really about is, again, the dialogue between those two. The cat and mouse play between those two. And how Goldfinger enjoys having captured Bond, because he's jealous of Bond. He wants to be like Bond. He wants to get the girl, to win the games, to wear the best suits and stuff like that, to be the richest. But he only accomplishes those things by cheating and by buying people. Bond accomplishes those things by just being who he is, by just being very, very cool. And so Goldfinger was always jealous of Bond, He lost a game because of Bond. He lost his girl because of Bond, and killed her for it. And finally now he captured Bond. And he's playing a power game with him. And he takes his time, and he really enjoys this. And it's all very slow. And how Goldfinger describes his love for gold, and his desire, to increase his stock, and Bond being Bond, thank you for the demonstration, Goldfinger. I think you made your point. And Goldfinger says, choose your next witticism carefully, Mr. Bond. It may be your last. This is amazing. This is so much fun. This is very entertaining dialogue. And in the German version, it's a lot better than in the English original, because Gerd Fröbe speaks himself. He does this dialogue himself, and although the guy who dubbed him in the English version did a good job, he's not nearly as great, not nearly as charismatic and unique as Fröbe was, because he's got the way he talks is very special. It's not only his accent, it's also the way he pronounces words and the tone of his voice, and it's so charismatic, and you recognize it just by he always had to say 3 words, and oh, that's Gerd Fröbe. He's so unique, and therefore in the German version this whole scene is way more fun to watch. I'm so sad for everyone who doesn't get to experience this because of not speaking our language, because this is the only case where the German version of the dialogue is a lot better than the English. So iconic scene. So those were 5 Bond moments that I love. Keep in mind, this isn't my all-time favorite moments. I will continue this series talking about amazing Bond moments, because there are millions of those. And those are my top 5 for today. We'll do another top 5 iconic moments the next time. So thank you for watching. Love you, love the Bond community, and see you very soon.